There are consequences to time travel.
This Tuesday.
It's Mom. I have to fix this.
This Tuesday.
I'm trying to change the outcome.
This Tuesday.
I was supposed to protect you.
This Tuesday. This Tuesday.
Why did I fix this?
What is up, species? Welcome to a brand new Flash Season 5 trailer breakdown. Now, this is for episode 14 of Season 5, titled Cause and Excess. Now, this definitely gives me the vibes from that trailer of, if you remember last season, I think it was like technically next week's episode last season, Flash Time. That was one of my favorite episodes of Season 4, one of my few favorite episodes. Sorry to all those who really enjoyed Season 4. But, you know, if you remember in that episode, Barry was kind of isolated by himself. He had to figure out the problem. Everyone else, you know, was about to die for a nuclear bomb, and he was in Flash Time. Now, even though this isn't in Flash Time, this episode definitely mirrors that struggle that Barry had last season in the Flash Time episode, because we see Nora here essentially trying to prevent this outcome that happens in this episode. Now, from what we see in the trailer, it seems that Cicada... well, let me backtrack first. If you guys remember in the most recent episode, which I just reviewed today, check out in the cards above if you haven't seen my review for that. Essentially, Iris, as an investigative reporter, goes to Orland's house. Lo and behold, she was right. It should have probably called for backup, but that's an issue within itself. And she made an impression on Cicada, especially stabbing him with a kitchen knife. Tends to do that. So it seems that he must figure out who she is. That can't be too hard to do if you think about it, as Iris West has made a name for herself in Central City through her blog, but now she started up an actual paper, the Central City Citizen. You know, there must be a numerous amount of ways that Orland can actually figure out who Iris is. So as we see in this trailer, now we can get to this moment, we actually see Orland approach the Central City Citizen, you know, how do I put it, office, because, you know, recently Iris got that in the episode before last. But just before we get into all of that, everyone, be sure to subscribe if you're brand new to this channel for more breakdowns on trailers, reviews of episodes and everything like that, and crush that like button, because you guys tend to do that, and it really does help out the channel, the video. It just helps it grow a little bit more, so thank you so much if you take a moment of your time to do that. Okay, so the opening shot of the trailer is blatantly Cicada's silhouette walking past the Central City Citizen, or not exactly walking past it, but about to go in to the office, probably, I don't know, try and kidnap Iris. But the next scene after that is Barry saying to Nora, you know, there are like basically consequences to time travel. Now, they could be talking about a various amount of things here. This could be after all of this has actually happened. That would be interesting, because one thing you guys probably already know about these trailers is sometimes they show scenes, you know, obviously not in the right order. It could actually be from right at the end of the episode, but you wouldn't know that until you've seen the episode. So who knows? This could actually be, you know, after all of that is sorted out and they're talking in CC jitters, and Barry's just like, look, you did well. It didn't turn out as bad as it could have done, but, you know, bear in mind there are consequences to time travel, blah, 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 blah. Now, I could be completely wrong there. This could just be Barry saying it anyway. Maybe something else crops up this episode that just, you know, Nora being back in present day anyway is a huge opportunity for little things to go wrong in a timeline. I mean, for crying out loud, it was kind of debatable if they should have even used this line from Thorne in the last episode. Because he used the line something like, even the most smallest thing can create or birth the biggest change, right, in terms of like a new reality, in terms of interrupting the timeline. Now, that was a very bad paraphrase, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say. The reason why I say that they shouldn't have necessarily used that line last episode, even though it's kind of true, is because Nora being in present day is such a huge issue enough as it is. Her even walking around, in theory, with the butterfly effect, doing this, that, and the other, would have infinitesimal, if that's the right way to say that word, results on the timeline. So them saying, you know, whatever happens this episode, and Barry kind of saying to her, oh, there are consequences to time traveling. Well, no shit, really. If anything, there should have been a whole bunch more. But, you know, moving onwards, guys. Who knows really what this moment's about? Could be from the end of the episode, could be before shit happens. But either way, we see Iris here looking out the window, and it's lucky that she's doing that, am I right? Because she can see who is walking into the room, or about to walk into the room, and that is, ooh, Cicada. So it looks like Iris Iris is going to get kidnapped. Now, this next shot we see of Cicada could be from another moment in the trailer. It's hard to make out where he is due to the blurry background. Just kind of like, you know, pulling the dagger back into his hand. Maybe it's Barry facing him saying, "Where's my wife?" or "Where's Team Flash?" Because it looks like quite a few people get abducted or, you know, kind of owned by Cicada. But we'll get to that. Here we see Iris probably pinned to a chair. Could be in the office still. And what I think could be happening here is, look, I know who you are. Why were you after me last episode? Are you a part of Team Flash? I suspect you are. Maybe that gets revealed one way or another, and that is why we see All-In, aka Cicada, proceed to go on to Star Labs, so it seems. But this scene is quite interesting here. We see Nora saying, "Oh, I need to fix this, I need to fix this," and she seems to be opening her journal here. So I think maybe she's panicking. Well, she is panicking, but maybe what she's doing is opening her journal so she can quickly write something down to Thorn and try and get some answers, maybe, or try and figure stuff out with the time stream languagey shit, you know, to try and figure out how to prevent what is going wrong in this episode. Now what makes me think stuff is really going wrong in this episode is, well, obviously this trailer sets that tone, but Nora's really freaking out. Now, how could I forget this? I haven't done this in ages, but the synopsis. So let's read the synopsis. Should have done this at the beginning, but this will give us a reason as to why Nora's probably freaking out, and that is as follows. Iris's life is threatened. After Iris lands in serious danger, Nora races to save her mother. Barry puts the finishing touches on the metahuman cure, leaving Cisco with a rare night off, so he decides to take Camilla on a date. Hasn't Cisco already had a night off or two this season? He's already basically had, you know, been missing in episodes, namely the last one as well. But either way, yeah, I'm starting to remember things more now. So yeah, obviously Iris's life is in danger. That we already know that. We've been over that. Nora is trying to race to save her mother. So maybe something happens or is about to happen, or she knows is going to happen if she doesn't try and change the outcome. Maybe this would be pretty cool, even though technically she could have, this is the thing, if she uses her reverse power, then that means she could have used it so many more times before that could have helped the Team Flash. And this is all more things that are going to annoy or nitpick if they choose to do stuff like this. But yeah, she could use her reverse time ability. It's weird because it's kind of like time travel, but it isn't, to try and save Iris. So that would be interesting. I'm just putting that out there. I could be wrong, but it would be cool to see that again this episode, especially as it is kind of Nora's struggle episode, like we mentioned earlier with you know, Flash time last season with Barry. But anyway, guys, as I kind of mentioned earlier, we see Cicada here like walk up behind Ralph, knock him over the head with the dagger. Very interesting that he decides not to just straight up kill Ralph. Maybe he doesn't know he's a meta. Maybe he doesn't know he's the elongated man, but can't he like sense? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dagger senses metas, if I remember correctly, but it looks like Ralph is tied up as well. You know, it's kind of that similar shot to Iris earlier, trying to, you know, get out of the restraints on the chair. Orland's got his mask off here. So it's going to be pretty interesting to even find out why he's not killing these metas. Why is he deciding to talk to them first? Not that Iris is a meta, but you get my point. Maybe he's trying to get down to the bottom of something. Maybe Nora's freaking out here saying, you know, I need to change the outcome because maybe she gets Gideon out of her like freaking wrist there saying, if things go the way things are going in this episode, your mom is going to die. And then Nora freaks out and is just like, I need to change the outcome. Gideon's like, every single time, it's not going to happen. It's not working. Whatever you do, no matter what you do, your mom's going to die. So, and then obviously she figures it out somehow. But we can see the journal there yet again. We also see Sherlock Wells tied up, as well as maybe talking to somebody here. Could be Cicada, obviously. But I think it would be super cool if who Nora was talking to, saying I need to change the outcome, with a journal there, is Sherlock. Now, whilst not giving away a bunch at the same time, just kind of freaking out, saying, okay, I may know a couple of things, maybe I can change the outcome, or blah, blah, blah. Kind of giving Sherlock a bit more information, and, you know, Sherlock doesn't obviously jump on the opportunity there and then, because there's a lot to sort out this episode, but it gives Sherlock a lot more information with Nora freaking out and probably letting a bit of information slip than what she probably should. As I said, not saying this is going to happen, these are just speculations, but that would be really neat. As I said, it could be Gideon, but it would be really cool, as I said, if she asked for Sherlock's advice, but gives a bit too much away at the same time. But either way, the rest of this trailer just shows Nora freaking out, and I kind of really dig that, in the sense that, you know, maybe Candace, or like I keep saying Candace, maybe Gideon or someone like that, or the timeline does just add up to Iris, her mother, dying, and she needs to figure out a way to reverse it. And that pressure, just like Flash time with a nuclear bomb, the stakes are so big, it makes such an entertaining episode because everything is so serious. Everything's like, holy shit, like, do you know what I mean? That is why I'm really excited for this episode, even though it has got Cicada and things like that in it. I don't think a whole bunch of stuff grand storyline wise is going to happen. But that's okay. Like, stuff like this is definitely welcome. Cicada will be obviously involved in there, and who knows, there may be a few pleasant surprises in between. There are no promo photos as of the time of making this video, unfortunately. Maybe they show a little bit more, but quite often they don't. They often just complement the trailers, so I'm not too fussed about not including those. But let me know what you guys are excited about in this trailer, or should I say in next week's episode. Let me know if you have any ideas to expand upon mine in the description, in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. I really would. Maybe you guys can guess a lot more as to what I have already. But other than that, subscribe to this channel. If you're brand new, guys, crush that like button. Once again, especially if you got this far in the video, it only takes a second of your time. And once again, thank you for helping this video get out there a bit more. But thank you so much for watching, Speedsters. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, because that is really what there is to say about Cause and Excess. Apart from that, I'm very excited. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.